Hi, so I've been experiencing coolant level going down, and I wouldn't know where the leakage is really coming from. We actually thought it was the water pump, but the water pump got replaced last year, and I'm pretty sure it's still great and in an excellent condition because it can run for more than 100,000 kilometers. Uh, then I noted that usually when I come to check and there's this I could find the coolant on top here, and at times I would even get the warning light of a cooling system on the dashboard, and I thought that maybe the radiator or this main hose has a problem, but the coolant was coming from the lead. I'm pretty sure now. Uh, I'm not 100% sure of what might have caused it, but I'm suspecting that I wasn't tightening the last time that I checked the coolant level. I didn't tighten the lead when I was closing it, and uh, at times, you just push it and close without knowing that you've slightly slanted it, and it hasn't the threads hasn't been attached. The threads from the lead to the one on the inlet uh, haven't mingled the way it's supposed to be, and sometimes even the level indicator, that's plastic, the gong, uh, hasn't been aligned to the center part of the lead. Uh, I think that might have an effect. I'm not so sure on this. I would like to hear what you think. But when I decided to, I topped up. I had an emergency trip. I drove 300 something Ks, and I was so worried. But I didn't have a problem. But when I checked, it was still, the level was still fine. Then I closed it again without properly aligning. I just closed anyhow, and I was doing local running and found that the problem emerged. So I decided to smoothly uh, align it and then close carefully. And I tightened it quite very uh, hard, and it was quite tight. Then I've been there for where I went for about 4 days local running, and I also drove back 350 k's, and I haven't had a problem. Today I was checking, the coolant level is still fine. So if you're facing a similar issue, probably check how you close your lead. I'm just skeptical sometimes. I usually, most of the times, check the level of oil, check the level of coolant, even if I'm just driving short distances, but I have to do it at least once a week. I just want to be sure. Sometimes you want to make sure you mitigate issues before they escalate. Uh, well, I think you some would find this useful, and I would like to hear what you think about this. But usually, most of the issues to do with cooling here, if you're living in uh, high temperatures, hot environments like Malawi, where I'm from, some do advise to take off the thermostat, and I did here actually. I've actually only heard the fan spinning once. I had a breakdown. The expansion tank bottle bursted. I went into the very deep pothole. Uh, then the temperature was high. It's when the fan was triggered. Um, Otherwise, I used to have cooling issues before I had removed the thermostat. It got stuck on one side, just blocked the coolant flow in the engine, so it wasn't flowing into cool the engine. The system wasn't working as it's supposed to be. And I know this is a debatable subject, but if you're living nowadays, you want to try that. Uh, it solved my cooling issues. I shouldn't lie. And the next was the water pump, which might die after some time. Mine is 164,000 kilometers. That's a marriage. So I replaced it around 140,000. That's when the water pump had issues. So well, it's an option. But to me, after removing the thermostat from the main inlet hose water system to the engine. I don't know, the main one is this, but the water pump, mine is E46 N46 engine. It's in the 389. I know most 389s usually have a 1.8 engine, N42, but this one came with the N46. That's how I bought it from factory anyway. Though I got it from the second hand, but I'm pretty sure he never replaced the engine. So the thermostat is attached to close to where the water pump is, and that's where also the power steering pump is located. So yeah, that resolved my problems, but I still maintained the thermostat for the the fluid for cooling the transmission fluid. Yes, yeah, that's got some sort of cooling chamber, sort of a small radiator. You can't see. I can't be able to see it unless I remove this, and I'm in a hurry anyway. So that it still gets controlled. I just bought a new one. When I was buying the expansion bottle, there was also that thermal switch, because I felt at certain temperatures the transmission will not shift properly, will have issues. So unlike the engine, because we're still in low temperatures, if you've warmed it up and there's no problem, you can drive it. I think removing in my opinion, removing the thermostat on the engine side as compared to the transmission side sort of does more help to me. From my experience, it's been now almost 2 years since that was done. Yeah, well, I like to hear what you think about this. Thank you. Thanks for watching. And apologies if I don't, maybe you didn't get what you were looking for, but I still felt I needed to share this. You might check other people's videos. Think if your problem wasn't resolved here. Thank you.